And then mute yourself because you're using cheat.
Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to add 2 capfuls of sea salt to the bucket, which is approximately 20 mils. Okay, and now you're going to place your tree into the bucket and let it soak for a little bit. So while that's soaking, we can start digging the hole. So it's playing now. So what's the ground like, Zara? Pretty crap.
Pretty soft, really.
Yeah. So we've had a bit of rain down here in Canterbury at the moment. So the ground's actually not too bad. So Zara's decided to plant a cider apple tree, which has a graft down the base of it. So I've explained to Zara what the graft means. Can you remember what I said about the graft, Zara?
Not really.
So the graft is where it's on a different, the top is different from the bottom. And so they put it on a rootstock to get vigour. And then the top is for it to, grows at a set rate. So we don't plant above the graft. Does that sound about right?
Yes, I remember now.
Okay. So how's your hole going?
Amazing. I'm the best at digging holes.
So we just need to make sure that's right. It's wider than the pot and a little bit deeper than the pot. So Zara soaked the tree in a pot. So as you can see, that's our graft down the base. And Zara's just about at the depth that she might think. So this is where we could probably just test it still with the pot on. So I lift it out of the bucket.
If you just
A little bit more. So as you can see, our top layer is pretty good here, but once you get down below, not so good. at least for this fruit tree it's going to mean that it's going to be free draining, which is really good for most fruit trees. So this is where we've got the right tree for the right spot. So that's had a good 10-minute soak while we've... Okay.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So let's take that out of that pot.
All the way around.
Yep, so Zara's just tapping the side now just to loosen it from its pot, just watching the top of the tree there. And then you should be able to just gently lift that out. You push down on the side of the pot, so there we go. So we just checked that around on that tree, so that's a good root on that, so it's not that root bound either, and I'll just leave the tag in there. Okay, and we just put that in the hole. See here. Yep, so that's pretty good. So we're just going to face it. What we do down here in Canterbury is we face the graft, the bend in it, towards the northwest. Other way around. Northwest is back to the corner there. Yep. So we just make sure that the tree is up nice and straight. Nice and straight. Yep. Yeah, and then we just start. We add a bit of our compost from over in our bag. So what are you doing now, Zara?
Adding the compost around the plant.
Yeah, okay. So if we just mix a little bit, if we do a little bit of compost and we do a little bit of soil as well, we just kind of put it all the way around. So this gives the tree a good start. But we don't want to put too much compost in because it needs its roots to grow out as well. So we put a little bit of soil on and then we just give it a bit of a tap down with our hands as we go around. We don't want to firm it too much. So we keep backfilling. Bit of compost, bit of soil. Okay, so now if you do fill the rest of it get it with some soil. So I'd just do a little bit more soil, Zara, maybe not so much more compost, just fill the rest of it with soil. So now we just kind of see if the tree's still nice and straight. That seems a bit straight. Yep, that's cool. So then you could see how you've pulled it up, so you could maybe just put a bit more down on this side here, just to bring it up level. So we might have to put some bit under the root. That's it. So just push all that in. Yep, and that makes it sit up a bit. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, and we just finished filling in the hole. Yep, so Zara's taken out the stones. So make sure it's all there. So now this is where you just tamp it down with your hands, or in this case with a tree, you can just heel it in as you go. Yeah, so
Fill the rest of it up.
yep, so Zara, if you heel that in a bit. Yep, perfect. Yep, and now you can fill the rest of the hole up. It won't matter if the stones are there as well. So if we have clods like that, we can actually just turn them upside down so the grass is underneath. Yep, and just finish filling in all so it's nice and neat and tidy with all that soil that's there. So you could use the rake to rake the rest of that in. So it won't worry if there's a few stones going in on the top. It's really if your one is absolutely full of stones. Yep, so I'd give that another bit of a tap down. Yep, so just keep where the graft is. Just down here at the base. You see we've kept it away from that. I'll just give it another bit of a tap down, and then you can put some compost on the top. So again, good layer of mulch. Again, we just keep that away from the graft so it doesn't end up rotting the tree. Yep. So now our tree is ready for staking. So now Zara's putting in the stakes. Okay, and then the other one. Right at the side of the hole, right at the side, at the side, at the side.
Mute yourself.
And when we put the stakes, we'll make sure they go down firm. This is what's going to hold the tree from wobbling around in the ground. Yep.
So I'm going to staple it to here. And then I'm going to measure it out 3 times.
So you can just leave a little bit more loop at the end so you've got enough length to go around at the end of the post, maybe just a little bit more. Yep, perfect.
And then you cut it. With sharp scissors.
Okay, go.
I'm going to take this round.
Yep, so see how your tree's not quite in the middle, if you just pull it to the middle, yep, so, yep, that's it, and start wrapping that around there. You go around both ones. So you want to try and keep it taut if you can, or nice and a little bit tighter. That's it. So this in turn holds the tree up and stops it from wobbling in the hole. And we can go around that post a couple of times to use up the excess if we need to. Yep, so just once round enough and then we can staple it. And then, yep, and then we staple the other side just to hold it there as well. And then just if there's, just to make it look a little bit tighter, we just cut off the excess.
Yep.
Go. So what are you doing now, Zara?
Instead of wasting the water that we soaked the pot in, I'm going to use it to recycle it and water the tree and turn fertilising it even more.
And so there we go.